My brothers, 82-day semen retention streak lost, just like that. How embarrassing, how degrading, back to ground zero, gonna have to crawl my way back up. Absolutely not. Awful mindset, right? 82 days, what an amazing streak, right? This relapse, what an amazing opportunity to refine, to adapt, and start back up with a new start. Right, brothers? You see I have energy right now. I don't feel as energized as I did before I lost the streak, right? But I have this strong sense of new beginning, right? And I would say it's hard to make this video and tell you guys, oh, like this sucks right now. I'm being vulnerable. And yes, I'm being vulnerable, brothers, but it's just a complete rewiring of failure, of a relapse, right? As opportunity. I've seen so many men fall off of this path because they let one relapse completely take them off. So I've had an insane amount of energy just coursing through my veins, coursing through my systems, just insane amount of chi. And I didn't go back to ground zero. When you relapse, like these next couple of days, I'm having less energy, right? Just because of the prolactin, the neurochemistry. But 80 days, you don't go back to ground zero, right? So I still have that internal abundance. So, if I masturbate again and again, I get back to ground zero as far as energy-wise. But having all that energy coursing through my body, it started to get stuck, right? I was transmuting well, but there were times at night I would scroll, right? I wouldn't plan my day as well. It wasn't as organized as I could be. And right when I released, right, reflected, okay, this is where I've been missing. I took out my notebook, write everything down, where I've been lacking, right? Scrolling at night, respecting the Google Calendar, longer morning meditation, focusing more on the course and the community I'm building and keeping God at the center of it, right? Boom, clarity. Now I have less energy. Women are going to be less attracted to me. These videos might not be as good as chi-filled. It's okay. That's the price I paid. Now, it's not a good thing overall, right? It would have been better for me to stay on the streak, but there is still positives in the fact that I relapsed. There are still positives. Now, the thing about the self-development journey is that it's only in the failures and it's only in the struggles and the relapses that you actually grow. That's it. Right? And so if this next streak is a 90-day streak, great. If it's a 100-day streak, great. If it's a 7-day streak, great. Why was it 7 days? It should not have been 7 days. There was a reason why it was. So let me adapt. Right? Because on any relapse, brother, there's a reason why you relapse. Something wasn't aligned. You relapse, you sit down, you have that clarity, you write it down, what wasn't aligned. Right? And starting from that day, you make the commitment to yourself to move forward. But as long as you do not quit, as long as you do not say, oh, I give up, I failed, right? You're gonna make it, brother. It is that simple. It's that simple. If you don't give up, right? Now there's things that are gonna absolutely speed up your journey. For example, being on a very long SR streak, being in a community with brothers who are doing the same things as you, having a coach, right? Having a good job that supports your growth, right? Doing all the habits, they're all gonna speed it up, right? But as long as you don't quit from the daily idea of saying, hey, this is what I want out of life. I want this success, I want this purpose, I want this woman. This is what is stopping me from getting there, right? What it is, write it down, adapt. I haven't been as productive as I could be. I've still been very productive, doing a lot with my clients, a lot with the course, posting 4 reels a day, 10 stories a day, great. But at night, I waste an hour on scrolling. If that hour was put into planning my day better, doing some meditation, getting my mind state ready for sleep, I'd be so much more productive. It was actively taking away from my purpose. Now, because of this relapse, taking that opportunity to sit down and observe that, and now start again from the beginning, it turns it into a positive, right? I still would have gone back and said, I didn't relapse. So how did I relapse? You guys are probably curious. I was doing tantric masturbation. And again, this energy has been coursing through my body. So I was like, got an erection, want to do some tantric masturbation. Tantric masturbation is essentially, you keep lust out of your mind, because when you are stimulated, when you are aroused, your sexual energy is the highest, it's flowing. You can gain like deep meditative experiences through this, and I do quite frequently. However, at this point, my sexual energy was so high, I let it turn to lust, and from that point, I let it release. I was weak. I wasn't keeping God at my forefront. I wasn't keeping purpose at my forefront. I let the lower desires creep in. After 80 days, after coming on here telling you guys, I'm on an 80-day streak, this is what you need to do. Right, but guess what? Every single one of us relapses. And so there would be no value to you guys if I said, hey, I'm on a 90-day streak, look at me. I'm on a 100-day streak, look at me. Right, no, this is where the value is. I was at an 80-day streak, look at me, I failed. I failed. Right, but guess what? Failure is self-development, right? That is self-development. What discomfort, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. There will never be an uncomfortable situation where there isn't a chance of failure. If you 100% know you succeed, if you 100% know it'll be comfortable, there's no discomfort there, right? And so it's not only I'm staying on the track after this relapse, is that I'm using it to double down. And that's the beautiful thing about relapse. That's the only beautiful thing about relapse, that 90% of men will fail. We'll take that relapse and let it go like this, right? Because you get in your head, brother. I mean, if you've been doing it on a daily basis, like, you should have some sense of like, what the fuck am I doing? Right? No, but I've been online. I fucked up once, adapt. Okay, so this has always been my best tool for relapse, is the value for you guys. This has always been my best tool for relapse. I write down what I've been doing wrong, have that period of mental clarity, take a cold shower, do some deep breathing. I'm still here for my clients. Get that chi. If I need extra energy, for example, I have an onboarding call or something like that, I'll take some caffeine, plan the next day, make sure the next day is aligned. Boom, you're back on the path. Boom, right? Minimize damage control. Minimize it. My brother just made a full group call on this a couple days ago. I think, yeah, we posted it, what to do after relapse. So go watch that if you want a more in-depth thing there. I'm so excited to start building this community out for you guys. Here's how we're gonna do it, me and my brother. We are going to move our community within the one-on-one clients. There's got 27 guys in there right now. We're gonna move that over to school, start making it available for people who can't afford the one-on-one. We'll make it available at a much lower price, so where for now there will likely be 2 weekly group calls, full community aspect on there. Me and my brother will be very active. Now, instead of saying, hey, let's spend a month building out this course, every single thing, and then releasing it, we're gonna let you guys join as it's being built. Just for the first couple months, those live group calls are going to be the modules, right? We're gonna take a ton of time, build out the module, and the physical, mental, sexual, spiritual pillar. There's gonna be dozens and dozens and dozens of modules, right? Make a group call on it. You guys will be able to ask questions, gonna go in depth, high value. From there, they will be put in the resource section that people in the future can watch, that you guys can rewatch, etc. So excited to get that going out. It's gonna, content might be a little bit slower. However, for the overall, like, me and Mike are looking, how do we overall help men as much as possible? Yes, this YouTube is great, but the problem with YouTube is that you guys, most people will watch these videos, a lot of you won't, but you won't take action, right? It's hard to take action when you're just watching a YouTube video. It's not organized in a way where it's like step 1, step 2, step 3. And so for us to go with this is to lay out the information, and there's a lot of it, but to lay it out as clear as possible, as step-by-step as possible, to where when you get in there, you have a brotherhood of other men on the same rare path of building true masculinity, true confidence, true purpose, with really everything you need, to where if you just stay on the path, you're going to grow and you're going to get to where you need to go. So that's what we're focused on. Extremely purposeful. I'm extremely excited. It's about time. I'll let you guys know the details of when that comes out. But until then, you guys are going to see live. Relapse does not mean failure, right? It means new beginning. It means new strivings, higher standard. The version of you who starts this next streak is a different version of you who started the last one. And so on and so on. I could have been on a 100-day streak 3 years ago, and me now after relapsing is still more aligned than that human being, because after every single failure, I've just continued to bounce back. So subscribe for truth, stay tuned for the community. If you are going to book a one-on-one, I've had a lot of people booking one-on-ones recently who are like, I'm just looking for some advice. The one-on-one, brothers, are for people who are interested in locking in with me one-on-one. Doesn't mean you have to buy. The purpose of it is to diagnose your problems and see if you are a good fit for my coaching. Right? So please do not waste my time on that. Again, if you are actually interested in coaching, no problem. You don't have to buy, but don't come expecting to say, oh, I was just looking to talk. No, brother, right? I have the advice for you guys on here. I give as much free stuff as I can away, but right, I'm looking for brothers who are committed to locking in with me. So with that being said, love you guys. Stay tuned for more value. Keep your tree up.